Well, welcome everybody to our team meeting. I'm so excited you took time out of your busy schedule to be with us tonight, and I think you're going to love what we're going to share with you. I'm excited too. If we have any new people on here, just wave your hand. We're so excited if you joined us, and welcome you to our team and our call. Also, we had some promotions this past month, and if you got promoted for anything, just raise your hand and we'll all, yay! We're so proud of you and excited, and some new qualifiers, and that's a great accomplishment. We're very excited about that. So raise your hand if you're a new qualifier. Yay!
Yay! Yay!
Okay, so let me just start off by saying we need to all be planning for Tampa. So that is in 5 months. And if you have not gotten your hotel room, please do that. If something comes up, you can always get rid of it. Believe me, you can. That happens all the time, that life happens and people have to get rid of their hotel. So go ahead and secure your hotel in anticipation that you will fill it with at least 3 other people. So, and I would encourage you to ask your team members to get their own hotel, because we want to think positive, that you're going to have at least one person to bring with you, hopefully many people you can bring with you. Even if somebody's not in the business, if you invite them to come for a fun weekend, they will love us. I know they will love us because we are fun and they will learn so much. So I'm going to ask each of you to just mute yourselves out. And then when you want to talk, please just come back in. You can just come back in, and I just don't want this to have any background noise. Thank you all for doing that. And when you get ready to speak, then just, of course, unmute yourself, and you can do that, okay? Let's talk a little bit about daily method of operation, because we have the Sunday night calls that a lot of you get on. You're very faithful, and some of us wait and listen to the recorded one, which is fine. It's just important that you have some daily method of operation, because it's like your GPS. It's a roadmap, so you won't get lost, and you know where you're going, and a timeline of when it will take you to, how long it would take you to get there. Weekly, you need to have a goal of things you're going to do. Monthly, and then I would say conference to conference, because think of it as like going to college. You have 2 semesters here. You have 2 conferences, so you have in between is 1 semester, and then the next one is the next semester. So that's 12 months, right? So you use your PDC report to grade yourself on 6-month intervals, how you're doing from conference to conference. Where are you now, and where do you want to be in Tampa? And I would like for all of you, right now, this is a little activity. Everybody just stop taking notes and just close your eyes, and then I'm going to propose a dream for you. So if everybody will just close their eyes and think you're at this busy conference. It's 7,000 people there. 7,000 people. And you are backstage anticipating walking out. And they are going to first call all the new fast track to sales coordinators. Please walk the stage. You get to walk the stage, get the microphone, tell your name, where you're from, and what team you're on. And your team is going to be standing down front, screaming and yelling and clapping for you. Yay, we've got all the fast track sales coordinators. Then we're going to have fast track to senior sales. And you're waiting to go out and have your time. And then all the new qualifying national marketing directors, please come forward. And I'll tell you, the line gets shorter and shorter. And then the last thing is your chance to walk the stage and tell your story as a brand new national marketing director. And all of us are going to be screaming and crying and yelling because we're so excited. You can open your eyes now. So I want you, when you lay down tonight, you think about, where am I going to be when Tampa comes? Am I going to get to walk the stage? Am I going to have my picture flashed across the screen? Where am I going to be? Where do I want to be? Because it's your dream and only you can make it happen. So let's work hard together. Let's do a lot of coaching. Let's do a lot of events. Let's do a lot of preparing and getting customers one at a time and adding those distributors. Don't be afraid to tell someone about the product, and don't be afraid to tell someone about the business, because you could throw them a lifeline. You never know. And so what if they say, no, that's not for me? That's okay. You can circle back around later in time, and it might be the right time. You know, don't ever take anybody off your memory jogger unless they say, don't ever call me again. So I just want to say that it's summer and a lot of you have kids out of school and you think, Lord have mercy, what am I going to do? Well, let me tell you what you're going to do. It's the time you are going to be seeing other kids' moms. You're going to be out there going on vacation, seeing new people. Some of you are moving in the summer. That means you're whole new territory of new people. So think of it as adventure. You're going to be meeting new people. The summer is a great time. People are getting outdoors. People are getting together. If you're at the pool with the kids, go and make new friends. That's what we're doing. We're adding friends, and that is never a bad thing, okay? So tonight we've got a special treat. So we got two people that are very special that we are going to interview. And the first one is someone very special to me, and she's very special to all of us because she is such a giver. And it's Jane Preston, who's a senior sales coordinator, working her way to Q, and she is almost there with the volume. So, and she has so many customers. She has over 100 customers, and probably more if you see the ones she puts under her husband and all that. So Jane knows how to get customers. So Jane, unmute and come on.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Hold on. So Jane, how in the world do you get so many customers? Where do you find these customers?
Well, I probably get about 60% off of Facebook, and it's not something that happens immediately. I drip on them. I try not to throw up, but sometimes it happens faster than other times, and sometimes it might take a year, but I keep dripping. And if I know this is really bad, and I'm sorry, and maybe you shouldn't follow me on this one, but I read people's posts, and if somebody's sick, I'll say, oh, I'm so sorry. And then if they keep posting they're sick all the time, then I private message them, and I'll say, I might have something that will help you where you're not sick all the time. If you're interested, let me know. And I've gotten several customers that way. Or one of my good friends who her son is an actor, and he was sick. And I said, y'all probably don't get a chance to eat very healthy because you're on the go so much. Would you be interested? And she's like, oh my gosh, we were just talking about this. So that's how I got another customer. So, you just read their posts and you form relationships. That's the most important advice I can give you is don't make it all about Juice Plus, getting a customer, build the relationships. There are many times I don't even talk about Juice Plus during a conversation. You know, I wait and see where the conversation goes. I ask questions about them and their families and get to know them as a person, and always health comes up. And that's when I tell them, you know, I got something that might interest you. And if I've worked with them, you know, dripping on them for a long time and they still act interested, you know, I'll say, what's holding you back? Do you have any questions for me? And I've used my cancer card a few times. I'm not proud of that, but, you know, it works. And also, I'll ask them, okay, give me 4 months. And if at the end of 4 months you don't love Juice Plus, you know, I'll understand, but I guarantee you're going to want to kiss me on the mouth because you're going to love it. So
That's awesome, Jane. So tell me now, where do you get these customers? I know you get them from social media and Facebook, but you are a very busy lady. You play golf, bunco, supper club. Jane is always out and about, and she makes it work. So you make lots of friends. So tell us, you know, how it's important to get outside the house and mingle where there's people.
And mingle where your customers are too, because they will be your ameners. Like last week, I played golf in a tournament, and my golf partner is one of my customers. But there was a lady who was playing in our foursome, and she was talking about this trip she was getting ready to take. And she said, I've got so many gut issues. I've got to get it under control. And I went, oh, guess what? I brought some gummy samples with me and some almonds. I've got, you know, healthy snacks for us. She's like, what are these gummies? And I said, it's fruits and vegetables. She said, I need to talk to you. Well, long story short, Bob Preston has a new trio customer who started Shred today. So he just worked so hard on that. But, and we met yesterday. I gave her enough to get started. Her order should be in on Wednesday. And we sat in my car and talked for 30 minutes. And I'm hoping when she gets back from her trip, she might join the team. You just build the relationships. My bar class. You're very
patient. I can see that you're very patient.
Well, on the outside. On the inside, not. But anyway, my bar class, I've gotten my bar teacher, you know, and that took a year and a half. Yeah, I guess I was patient there, but I wanted her. And
that's B-A-R-R-E, isn't it? It's not bar. Yeah. Right? She doesn't go drinking.
Yeah.
That's her extra.
Well, we might afterwards, but anyway, and then one of my class members, you know, she was a breast cancer survivor, and she heard some of my customers who are in that class talking about it. So always have your raving customers around too, because they can help. Another thing I do, I mean, like when I go shopping, I always make friends with who's trying to sell me the clothes. You know, they need some Juice Plus. And just as I'm out doing life, you never know, you know, the grocery store, whoever you're going to run into. So,
and you said today that a little statement that you said gets people's attention when you're trying to get new distributors, and you tell them, I work from home. Tell us a little about that.
Well, I love it when you get these calls, you know, from different people. Like when I'm talking to Apple about my phone, and somehow I throw it in there, you know, that I work from home, and they're like, oh, really? And I think that opens up, you know, another course of conversation about joining your team, because they have to go to a JOB. And I mean, I'll put that on social media too, you know, that I love working from home, because there's so many young moms that would love to be at home, and older people too that are tired of commuting and, you know, getting in traffic. So I think people are kind of jealous that we get to work from home.
Yes, and another thing is, I know you get lots of your customers from social media, and you're very good at it. And that is intimidating to a lot of people. But you have a Facebook group for your customers, right? And you have your personal one. So tell us the importance you think of doing that.
Oh, I think it's huge. It's all in the same. It's for my customers and my team members and prospective customers. And I limit it to under 250 because you want to be able to see who is viewing your messages. I do like Monday motivation, Tuesday takeaway, Wednesday wellness, Tasty Thursday, and Fitness Friday. And I'll vary it around sometimes. But I can see who's looking at my page and who likes it. And my team members and people that are on there, they're great because they like my page. Molly is one of them, and she's amazing. And Doc, I appreciate y'all doing that so much because I think it helps each other when we comment on other people's pages. I think potential customers are looking at you like, oh, wow. So
that's awesome. And there's one last thing, Jane, that I want you to explain to them. This is a third way that Jane gets her customers, and she said today it's huge, and that is the LEADS program. Can you tell them why you're in the LEADS program and how they can be in the LEADS program to get leads thrown at them from the company?
Well, it's because I fast-tracked to senior sales coordinator. And for you newbies, don't be a Jane. Fast-track to sales coordinator. I was a cumulative, so I missed out on all those years of getting leads. So it's been huge. And you have to qualify your business, but definitely fast-track because, oh my gosh, I probably have gotten at least 10 leads so far this year, and some of them are ones that signed up already as a customer and were given to me. So Molly,
that's a real prize, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's like yes. And what I do is I follow up with those leads and I send them samples of the shakes if they got the trio or whatever, or I tell them about the products they didn't get and the new omegas. And I make sure, I introduce myself because I want to keep them. And,
right.
I want them to maybe get on more products when they're ready. Right. So, that's and awesome. Some of them don't know about the children's health study.
If you want to find out, if you, are trying to get the sales coordinator, if you're trying to get the senior sales, Q or NMD, you can get in this program, Fast Tracking. And the rules are, Jane, can you tell us exactly where you find that in, I didn't write that down.
Yeah, you go to I had to find out, but it's on your virtual office. And you go to training.
At the very top.
At the very top. And then you click on business partner and then the business partner program rules. But if any of you need it, I can email it to you too.
Well, why don't you put it in the files, put that rules in the files on the Team Focus page, and then it'll always be there. Okay. Thank you so much, Jane. And our next guest is a very special person who I've just grown to love, and she is doing wonderful. She really does a super job with customer care, and that is Molly Tanner. Molly, can you unmute yourself? And let's interview Molly. Molly, are you on?
I am. Can you hear me?
I can. Yay. Okay, so Molly, tell us some of the things you do for your customers. And we're going to screen share the two documents at the end, but just, today when we were talking, things you send them, things you do. You want to just go over some of that, because I think customer care is crucial. It takes, it takes a job to get them, but you certainly want to keep them.
Yeah. So when I first get a new customer, I will send them, how basically the instructions on how to take Juice Plus. And I took, somebody created this document and I just kind of changed it so it has my contact information at the bottom. And then there's another document I have, Jane, I shared it with you. I can't remember what it's called because I looked at it earlier, but I forget, but it's, something like Welcome to the Healthy Living Revolution. And so it's a whole lot of information, not only about the products, but just about,
which one do you want me to show first, Molly?
Go ahead and show the shorter one.
The one that you did?
Like how to take it.
Okay.
So I send these to people and just send a quick email or however they like to communicate, and say, there are a couple things here.
Can y'all see this document? It popped back onto my,
you can kind of see it.
well, it's on my screen share, and it just, for some reason, it,
I'll add it to the group so everybody can see it. And
well, here's this one.
It's frozen.
Is it frozen?
Yeah. So I'll send those documents, but I also am cognizant that people might not read them. So in the email I send them, and I tell them I'm going to send them this welcome email. So keep your eye out for it. And it says, just basically the most important information, which is, start slowly with your capsules or your gummies, drink a ton of water. And then also here's a website, the Healthy Living Revolution, just a quick little synopsis of what that is. And then Shred 10 website, just so they can kind of poke around and see what Juice Plus is all about. It's not just about the product that comes in the mail to you. It's about the community. It's about all the other resources we have to help you live a healthy life. So those are things that I like to share with people immediately. Then
and Molly, this particular one, Welcome to the Healthy Living Revolution, did you get that from a particular place?
I got that, I think it was from one of Kim McCall's teammates, and I can't remember who it was. It might have been Addie.
It's beautiful. And I see you have your information here. So is it the kind of document that we can put our information there?
Well, the one, excuse me, the one that's up right now is how to take Juice Plus capsules. And I think I made that in PowerPoint and then saved it as a JPEG just because everybody can open a JPEG. So I can put it on, I can share it to our group in PowerPoint so people can make changes, so you can put your own information. The other one is a PDF, and most people are not able to edit a PDF because you don't have the right software for that. So I can make one that's just generic so everybody can use it.
Would that would be amazing, because this one is super. It would be so beautiful to send people. And I love the one that you did too, the first one. So will you please put both of those documents on Team Focus files?
Yep.
And everybody can go there and get it, because these are amazing. I wish I could show you the other one that she did. Let me see if I can possibly get that again. Oh, here it is. Can everybody see it now?
No.
It's green. Okay, new share. New share. Oh, here we go. Now, can you see it? No. Well, I see it. Sorry. Oh, new share. Now, can you see it?
No.
Yeah, the recording is a little bit mixed up, but is it the one step 1 through 6?
No, this is how to take Juice Plus, and it's a one-pager. And
How
it's
did-
got her, can we change this at the bottom for information? Can that one be changed, Molly?
Yeah, I can change. I'll do that so or I can delete. Yeah, I can delete that and save a generic one. That'll be in
Okay.
PowerPoint. So that's the starting thing, and then I ask most of the time. So far, my customers are people I already know, and I'm typically already friends with them on Facebook. If I'm not friends with them on Facebook, I ask them if they're on Facebook, and if they are, I tell them, "Is it okay if I friend you?" And if they say yes, which they always have, I say, I'm also going to add you to my customer group where I share information just about healthy living. So I'm excited for you to join it and just check out what I share there.
That's awesome, Molly.
So then what else? So then when I do just check-ins, I do multiple things. So right when I get a customer, I ask them if I can give them or mail them a pill holder, a Juice Plus capsule holder. Most people say absolutely, that'd be great, because I tell them the number one reason why people stop taking this is because they're not taking it in the first place. So a really good idea would be for you to use a pill holder, put them all in at the beginning of the week, and then it's so super easy. Put it wherever you know you'll see it every day, take it every single day. So let me send you a pill holder. And you can get those on the Juice Plus promotions. I think they cost like less than $1 each. So I find that that's a pretty good a good investment.
That's great. Now, do you put your information on that, like a little sticker on that, so that your name and phone number's on there, or?
I don't, but that's a really good idea. Yeah.
Because I use the little orange ones, you know,
Mhm.
sometimes like at events and stuff to give away. Not put my information on it. So I'm thinking if you put your information on it, if they're using that around anybody, then she would have readily your information if they wanted it interested, you know.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you. So then as far as then continuing the customer care, I will check in and, you know, if they're not taking shakes or if they're not buying shakes, I ask them if they would be interested in trying it. And if they say yes, then I'll either bring it to them or mail it to them, and I'll include a couple recipes. Also, I will send to their preferred communication, whether it's email or text or Facebook Messenger. Here's a really cool video. Usually it's like the Healthy Living Revolution live videos. Those are incredible. Or a video from the Juice Plus YouTube channel. The videos there are awesome too, because they're usually like 2 minutes long. So those are really great to share with people. And then I'll also check in, like if I know they have a child who's not taking Juice Plus, like can I send you some gummy samples or extra capsules so your child can try and see if capsules will work for him or her, just to try and get more customers. What else did I say? Let's see. I think.
What about the Mitra Ray, the fishy new video she just did on Healthy Living Live?
Mm-hmm.
If people are not on the omegas, do you think that would be a great idea to send?
Yeah, definitely. I haven't watched it yet and I haven't shared it with anybody, but I definitely will, because I don't have very many omega customers. So that's a great idea, definitely. And then I also think, like, when I'm dripping on somebody, I look at those Healthy Living Revolution live videos too, because they're so awesome and the subjects are so varied. So I'll look and see what I think. Like I've got a lot of friends who are endurance athletes, so sharing the David Phillips videos. One in particular is about inflammation and burnout, like athletic burnout, and what you can do to eliminate that. So I think it's just like, it's just kind of what Jane was talking about, like just sharing information and making them feel like you're trying to share information and not just sell something to them.
Right. So you touch base with them in some form or fashion pretty often, but at least your established customers once every 4 months, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I check my virtual office every day just to make sure I'm not missing anybody, make sure I'm, nothing's going to get shipped without me knowing and without me communicating to the customer first.
So we talked a little bit about, that people don't always answer the phone, and we have to learn their languages. You know, a lot of the young ones, they just want texts. So that's where the videos come in really handy, right? Because it's doing customer care without actually, some people just won't pick up the phone.
Yeah, and I think too, for me, I mean, I have a full-time job, and so I can't really do a whole lot of picking up the phone and calling people during the day, but I can take, 10 minutes here and there and shoot somebody a message. To me, that's better than nothing. And then when I do have a chance to call people, and people really don't answer, and then they'll text me back later, like, "Oh, saw you call." I'm like, you can't call back, but just sharing, again, sharing the information and trying to understand people's favorite forms of communication.
And so then they know that you're trying to take good care of them. So that's good. That's awesome. So anyway, let's open the lines up. It is 9:02, but if anybody has a quick question before we stop the recording, you can unmute if you have a question for Molly or Jane or me.
I have a question, Linda, for Jane. So Jane, tell me, how do you add to your social media to Facebook, friends? Who do you decide you're going to reach out to, and about how many friends do you think is important to kind of have, and so that you've got a pool, a large enough pool to draw from?
Are you talking about on my main Facebook page, not my private one, right?
Well, I guess the one that you're doing your communicating with, the one that you're reaching out and, talking to people and friending them and getting to know them and personalize your, experience before you start selling them Juice Plus, when you're making relationships.
Most of them are people I've known. I would say 90% are people I've known, the past 60 years. Okay.
Okay.
But I get friend requests from people, but I'm real careful who I accept them from, because if I don't know them or we don't have mutual friends, I'm not going to accept it, or I might, if I do accept it, I might make the privacy thing acquaintances or restricted, because you don't want them seeing too much of your private life. You've got to be so careful to protect yourself. So, I'm very, very careful about that, because you don't know who's watching you.
Right.
And occasionally I'll put on my main Facebook page, if you're interested in being added to my private health page, send me a message, and then I'll add them to that page. But, like I said before, I try to keep it under 250 so I can see who's really watching my post. Because if they're not watching, then eventually I might message and say something like, "I love the fact that you're on my private page, but I'm limited to how many I can have on here. Are you still interested? If you just want to be on my main page, that's fine." And then I'll remove them and put somebody who's interested.
Can I ask you a question about that? I didn't know that about the 250. So the group that I run, I joined with Kristen, and Kristen, I guess, is mostly inactive. So there are a ton of people in here who I have no idea who they are. So I have 272. I'm looking at it right now. I have 272, and there are a lot of people.
Oh, wow.
I have no idea who they are. So can I can kick people out?
Yeah, you can, but maybe you and I should talk about who, because some of them may be Kristen's customers that we need to keep on there.
Okay.
But it's mainly you, then whatever you want to do. But yeah, you and I can talk about it. But yeah, you keep it under 250 and you can see who's viewed your page.
Well, and so where do you see them to view? Who's viewing your page? Where do you see that information?
This is the private page.
So when Debbie, when you put a post up,
Uh-huh.
it'll show like it kind of under the post, like seen by, and it'll show
Oh, okay.
click on it and see
Okay.
like who has seen it.
Yeah.
I thought you were going into a different link somewhere. Okay. I know what you're
No.
talking about now.
It's just
Okay.
a private page, like Carla's Shred page.
Right.
You know, we can see who has viewed. I can see my potential customers or my customers who are really watching her post.
Right.
Which I think is great because you know that they're reading things,
Right.
or at least
Right.
they visited the page.
Okay.
I mean, to me, that's huge because then you can reach out to them because you know they're interested.
Okay, do we have got time for one more question? Candace?
Well, mine's not a question. I just was going to tell Debbie that that's how I became a customer, was that, I don't know, to kind of encourage you if you're trying to reach out to people through Facebook. Crystal Gaines, we had been acquaintances for years. She used to be the only person I got massages from. And I guess she had seen, I posted something about me getting diagnosed with rheumatoid, and I don't remember because it was such a crazy few months in my life after having the baby. But she just reached out, and, you know, I was at that point, I was like I wanted to do anything I could to get better and feel better. So she came over, and me and my husband both, you know, were like, okay, sign us up. So she just took that kind of step of faith and sent me a private message and said, hey, I just noticed your post, and I just wanted to let you know, kind of something along the lines of, I just want to let you know, I know about this stuff that may help you, and would you be interested in hearing more? You know,
Right.
basically is what she said. So
Mhm.
I think it can even be something as simple as that, I guess, you know, so to just kind of encourage you, but I think the person has to be, I mean, I was ready, you know, so
Right.
it's just
Right.
timing, of course, with all of it, but that's how I, you know, became a customer, was just exactly what Jane was talking about doing, was just that way. So
just
it does work.
let's step out on faith, right? So just our time is up, but let's just recap for a minute. If plan on where you want to be by October, plan on going to Tampa to our convention. It's within driving distance of a lot of people, so that cuts your expenses right there. Plan on inviting someone to go with you, because if everybody on this call invited at least one person, that would make a huge difference. Also, you know, getting your customers, you've heard some good ideas on where to go and what to do to get them, and from Molly on how to take care of them once you have them. And because from our customer base, there could be a distributor there. So just always keep in mind, don't be shy about sharing the business, and let's just go out there and make a huge difference in your team, all of our teams, by Tampa. I want to challenge you, if you are qualifying your business now, that is amazing. Do everything to stay qualified and to Tampa, because you get an extra ribbon on your lanyard when you go, and you are recognized for that. We plan on doing something special to recognize all the qualifiers, and we call them our qualifier club, at our luncheon. And make it your pact that if you are qualified, you are going to work to get at least one other qualifier on your team. More is better, by Tampa. So thank you all, and have a great night. And the documents, I think, Molly, you said you would put them on the team focus files so that everybody can get. So if nobody else has any questions, if anybody has a quick one, go ahead. If not, then we will.
I want to tell you, I'll do it tomorrow because it's the way I can do it.
Oh, yes, it's perfectly fine. Yes, you take your time. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you,
Good night.
Molly.
Thank
you, Linda.